Hi. I want to point out this is the homework if you had a substitute. So you could call this the substitute homework. Okay, so if you didn't have a substitute, you had me, you had a different assignment, and so check out a different video. Let's do it. So if you had a sub, hopefully you worked together in your groups with a packet, and now this is the homework. So let's see where we're at with this. It says corresponding, so our choices are corresponding. I'm going to abbreviate these. Alternate interior. Okay. Alternate exterior. We haven't really talked about that, but I'm hoping that you'll kind of figure that one out on your own. If this one's interior, that one's got to be exterior. And then we've got same side interior. I'm just going to abbreviate it, and then vertical. Okay, so now we have 5 choices. In the activity we did in class, in the jigsaw, the yellow group was alternate interior, the green group was corresponding, and I believe it was the pink group was same side interior. So we each kind of became an expert in each one. Vertical are the ones where they're right across each other. So it looks like somebody took the letter V and the letter V and stuck it together, the ends of those. They're right across from one another. And this was the lesson beforehand. So this one we kind of figure out on our own. This one was a lesson before, and this was the jigsaw. So let's do it. These are right across from each other, so I think X is equal to Y. Identify the pair. So I guess I would just say angle X and angle Y, I've identified them, are vertical. Okay. Now, we also know vertical angles are equal. So if you had a piece of patty paper, it's kind of cool to just reconfirm that, like, oh yeah, they are definitely equal. Now let's look at Y and X. So in the activity, we highlight the transversal. We shade between here because sometimes that helps us decide, did they get shaded? So we notice they both get shaded, so they're definitely inside. They're both, it's interior. But then we also know X and Y are on the same side. The other requirement of same side interior is we recognize that they're different sizes. So if we compare X and Y, we notice using patty paper that they're different sizes. So this is another way to determine that, yeah, this is SSI. Angle Y and angle S are same side interior angles because they meet the 3 requirements. Different sizes, same side of the transversal, and they're inside, they got shaded. Cool. Next one, X and Y. This looks like the green one, corresponding. So it looks like here, angle X and angle Y are corresponding because they're on the same side and they're the same size. So those are the 2 requirements of the green type. Angle Y and angle X are both on the right and they're both the same size. So the same side and the same size. Definitely corresponding. Next, definitely not on the same side. So it looks like they're on alternate sides. Y is on the left, X is on the right. If I double check the sizes here, it looks like this angle Y matches this angle X. So they're the same size. I'm feeling like this is an alternate interior. So if I shade the space between here, they get shaded. Yeah, so this feels like an alternate interior angle. They're definitely interior, they got shaded. They're on alternate sides of that transversal. So angle Y and angle X are alternate interior angles. Done. Good review. So now it might get a little bit easier because I'm really just thinking about, they're not asking for the angle relationship. What they're asking for is just set it up and solve. So I can kind of use my patty paper or my eyes. If they're the same size, set them equal and solve. Different I'm going to set the two angles equal to 180 and solve. So I look here, and it looks like they want me to talk about two different angles, this angle and this angle. That feels corresponding. They look the same size, so I'm going to set them equal and solve. Next one. I'll come back and solve that, but this looks like this one's big and that one's little. So I'm hoping you set this one up this way. This angle plus the other angle has to equal 180. They can't be equal to each other. So we take the two things and add them together to make 180. Next one. Ooh, maybe my patty paper will help. This looks like this small angle, and this also looks like a small angle. So if they look the same, we need to set them equal and solve. Beautiful. This one, oh, this one's a little harder to see with my eyes. So I'm definitely going to use my patty paper, and it does look like this is a perfect fit. Okay, so these are the same size. Oh, this is where this comes in. They're alternate, right? They're both on alternate sides, and this is one we didn't really learn about, but it kind of makes sense. They're on alternate sides, but they're outside. So alternate exteriors, hopefully you're learning now, our patty paper shows are equal. Alternate exterior angles are equal. So let's set those equal to each other. 15x has to equal 14x plus 6. Beautiful. This one looks bigger than 90. That one looks less than 90. So I'm going to add the two together to get 180. All right, now these looks like same size interior. This one looks like vertical, so those definitely both look the same size. All right, now let's go ahead and solve. So now that they're all set up, let's get x by itself on one side. So subtract. Now you don't have to write this, but again, I write it just for good practice. That's called subtraction property of equality. Subtraction property of equality. All right, and I can add 2 to both sides. That's called addition property of equality because I added 2 to both sides. Just a little, jot that down. Now, I'd be done if it said solve for x, but it doesn't. It says find the measure of the angle. So I got to plug that back in. So grabbing a calculator, if x was 6, I should get the same number here. So let's try that out. 22 times 6 minus 2. I get 130. 21 times 6 plus 4. 130. Yep, and that looks good. Now these are not going to equal each other, so now I'm going to combine these two. 9 plus 28, 37. Okay, so 37x minus 5 equals 180. That's called combining like terms. So when you add stuff, but I didn't add stuff to both sides. Notice on the right hand side, 180 stayed 180. I just combined the stuff on the one side. Add 5 to both sides. That's addition property of equality. Division property of equality because I divided 37 on both sides. All right, now let's plug that in. So the smaller angle is 9 times 5, or 45. Bigger one $135. Now, just to double check our answer, take your calculator and make sure those two add together to be. So 135 plus 45, yep, is 180. So I'm feeling good about that. Question number 9. We set these equal to each other. Subtraction, property of equality. Addition, property of equality. All right, so x is 7. Let's plug this in. This is 7 times 7. 49 plus 1 is 50. So you're saying this angle is 50. And we got this angle 50, and that makes sense. We set them equal to each other. All right, now let's look here. X is 6, so 15 times 6, 90. Ooh, that's why they looked so close, because they were 90. 14 times 6 plus 6, 90. Cool. Check out the next video.